Смотрите, что они делают со своими собственными народами. Разрушение семьи, культурной и национальной идентичности, извращение, издевательства над детьми вплоть до педофилии объявляются нормой их жизни.
I'm not the biggest Vladimir Putin fan, but it's hard to disagree with what he said here. So Vladimir Putin recently gave an address, I think it was the last few days or maybe even yesterday, talking about how the West has become degenerate and is full of pedophiles. Listen for yourself.
Постоянно извращают исторические факты, не прекращают нападки на нашу культуру, на русскую православную церковь, другие традиционные религиозные организации нашей страны. Посмотрите, что они делают со своими собственными народами. Разрушение семьи, культурной и национальной идентичности, извращение, издевательства над детьми вплоть до педофилии объявляются нормой их жизни. А священнослужители, священников принуждают благословлять однополые браки. Да Бог с ними, пускай что хотят, то и делают. Что здесь хочется сказать? Взрослые люди имеют право жить, как хотят. Мы к этому так и относились в России, и всегда к этому будем так относиться. Никто в частную жизнь не вторгается, и мы не собираемся этого делать. Но хочется им сказать, посмотрите, извините меня, священное писание, главные книги всех других мировых религий. Там все сказано, в том числе то, что семья – это союз мужчины и женщины. Но и эти священные тексты подвергаются сейчас сомнению. Как стало известно, англиканская церковь, например, планирует, правда, пока только еще, рассмотреть идею гендерно-нейтрального Бога. Что скажет? Прости, Господи, не ведают, что творят.
Now, I must admit, I'm not the biggest Vladimir Putin fan. I'm not a fan of his, like some conservatives who are fanboys for Vladimir Putin. But I'm also not the people who are quick to call him the devil either. I think there's a lot of demonic people operating in evil things taking place here in the West. But the simple fact that you have the Russian president speaking like our American presidents used to speak a long time ago. He sounds more sane than some of the things that comes out of Joe Biden's mouth. Why is that? It's because in America, we have divorced ourselves from our biblical foundation. We've unmoored ourselves from biblical truth. So therefore, you have a Vladimir Putin sounding more biblical, more Christian than a quote-unquote Christian nations leader. And until we as Christians and until as America recognizes that the reason why we were able to achieve such great heights was because of our biblical foundation, was because of the fact that we have Judeo-Christian values, until we recognize that as a whole, not just the red states, quote unquote, and not just Christians and not just some people on the right, but everybody, once everybody acknowledges that, then America can be restored to that city on the hill, that beacon of light. Until then, we are the largest exporters of filth in the world. It is sad that people from other countries have to come to America to evangelize us because we have exported so much filth and darkness into the world. So if God's judgment is not on us, it's coming soon. And so you hear Vladimir Putin up there espousing the fact that marriage is between a man and a woman. And I also heard that he's going to waive taxes for people that have more than 2 children. He's emphasizing traditional family. And it's refreshing to hear a politician or a leader say that, because in America, traditional family, manhood, masculinity has been degraded, has been attacked, has been maligned for so long. So when people do hear that, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like a person who is thirsty, who's in the desert, right? And they're looking for water and they see a mirage and they think it's fake. And then they come to it and they see an oasis. It's like water to a parched tongue. That's what this is. And so, yeah, I don't agree with Putin. I don't agree with what he did with Ukraine. I don't agree with that stuff. Of course not. I'm not a big advocate of Vladimir Putin. He's done a lot of horrible things. He's killed a lot of people in his country. He's done a lot of terrible things. And he's done some terrible things to Christians. So he's not the most Christian leader, so to speak. But to have a leader sit up here and actually espouse these values. Now, the funny thing about it is, if you look at the audience in the video, that's a very homogeneous audience. I tell you that. Russia is not a good place for black people. I will tell you that. But nevertheless, the fact that a leader would sit up here and express biblical values, no matter how inauthentic it may be, how disingenuous it may be, it was refreshing.